Greetings, class. I wanted to take just a few minutes of your time to walk you through a course paper. So I do have a student paper that was written last term. This student did look at and synthesize the literature on patient to nurse ratios and the effects on both the patient and the nurse. Now, when we look at this title page, please note that there is no running head because this is a student paper. And in the seventh edition, this was a change. Uh, there is only a running head with professional papers. So no running head is necessary. Please note that the page number should start on the title page. So we see page 1 here. Now, first on your title page will be the title. Your title should be centered and it should be bolded. It should be approximately 3 to 4 lines below the top of the margin. You will then double space and go ahead and write your name. This will be followed by your affiliation, followed by the course name, the course professor, and then typically the date is the assignment due date. Now, your title page does not need to include keywords. For page 2, most typically what you would see is the abstract, but I am not requiring an abstract for this final paper. So page 1 is your title page, and then we'll move right into page 2, which is the substance of the paper. So first what we have is your introduction. Each of you submitted an introduction several weeks ago. Please note that we will not include a header titled introduction. There is no introduction header. Instead, on that second page, what we want to see the title centered and bold. Then we'll move right into the introduction, again with no header. Please note, and we can see this here, that anytime we introduce an abbreviation, we do need to spell the word out first. So an example here, Centers for Disease Control, and then the abbreviation is included, and so then we can use the abbreviation in subsequent citations. All right. If we arrow down, we look further down. Please note when there are 2 or more authors, we are going to use etc. all. Now there is no period after etc. That's a common mistake. In fact, the period and the comma will come after all. So McPhee, etc. all, period, comma, and then the year of publication. Okay? And so we see that here, again, period, comma, and then the year of publication. With your citations, again, it is author and then year of publication. If there are 2 authors, we will write both authors out, their last name only. If there are 3 or more authors, then we will write etc. all. Now, please note that the end of the introduction does conclude with the purpose of the literature review is to synthesize the literature on the impact of high nurse to patient ratios on the patient and healthcare team, and to synthesize the literature on strategies to support this increased nurse to patient ratio. So, again, we want to end our introduction with a purpose statement. And most typically, this is where you would place your PICO question. Then we're going to move right into the literature review. Now, please note the literature review, we can go ahead and center that and bold it. Now, this is a level 1 heading literature review. And then remember, you need a minimum of 3 topic areas. And so with your topic areas, it would be wise then to label each of those as a level 2 header. Level 2 headers are flushed left and bolded. Okay? As we move through the literature review, here we have two authors, Dempsey and Batten, followed by the year of publication in parentheses. Now we are going to write out "and" here, but if the citation was at the end of the sentence, then we would use an ampersand instead of writing out "and." Okay? Now here, because we're not at the end of the sentence, because this citation is at the beginning of the sentence and not at the end of the sentence, then this "all" will just be followed by a period and not a comma. So citations are going to look different depending on whether or not the in-text citation appears at the beginning of the sentence or it appears at the end of the sentence in parentheses. Okay? Now I want to encourage you to limit the use of quotes. In fact, I would prefer that no quotes be used within your paper. Uh, Paraphrasing reflects a higher level of writing, a higher level of analysis. When we use quoted material, what we're doing is we're taking another individual's words, and this indeed should be your paper and not those of another author. In the rare instance that you might use a quote, please do remember that you do need to include a page number. And so there is a short quote here, and you'll see that is followed by the page number. Okay? When you are citing the literature, you will want to use past tense. Here we do have a nice synthesis of the literature here. Note that this student commented, unlike Lassater, etc., all, Hill and DeWitt conducted. And so you can see this nice synthesis, this transition, where we're moving into another article. There is both a summary as well as a synthesis of the literature. Okay. So let's go ahead and move down. So that was the first topic area, and we have our second topic area here, which is effects of nurse staffing. Again, we are going to use a level 2 heading, and that heading will be flushed left and bolded. And you can see where with this literature review, we start out with a summary, and then we move into a synthesis or a comparison and a contrast across the articles. And so this is a nice transition. A study like Ball, etc., all was the study conducted by. And so the use of transitions will be important when moving from one research article to another. Here, a citation or there was a quote used, and note the page number, which is necessary with a quote. This is a nice comparison. This study is similar to Ball, etc., all because, okay? So there's a synthesis or a comparison, a drawing together of the literature. Therefore, both studies show that a nurse's workload influences patient outcomes. Another in-depth study of patient outcomes was performed by Hughes, etc., all. And so we have a nice transition there into the next research article. As we move further along, Again, please note that when discussing past literature that you will use past tense. McPhee, etc., all 2017. Remember, author followed by year of publication, also conducted. And so nice movement into the next article. And now we have our third topic area, which is titled Strategies to Support Staffing Systems. Now, it would be fine if you had more than 3 topic areas, but the minimum would be 3. And so McPhee, etc., all, period, and then in parentheses 2017, the year of publication. Here we have Hill and DeWitt, and then in parentheses, the year of publication 2018. If this citation was at the end of the sentence, then we would not write out and, instead we would use the ampersand. And so we'll move on. So we have all three topic areas, and then we're going to write a conclusion. So with the conclusion, I would move back to a level 1 heading, and that heading should be centered and bold. Your last page will include the references. Now, references should be bolded and it should be centered. Please note that the journal name is italicized as well as the volume number, that you will capitalize all primary words in the article, or rather the journal name. It is the article title where you will only capitalize the first word. Okay? And there should be a period right here. There we go. So we're going to write out the authors, their last name followed by their initials, and then the year of publication. We'll write the article name, and again, we're only capitalizing the first word of the first letter of the first word of the article name or the article title. We will capitalize all primary words in the journal name. So Journal of Advanced Nursing, we will capitalize Journal in Advanced Nursing. Please do include DOI numbers. And so we'll see that this next article is very similar. What it does look like here is, this is incorrect. We need to only use the initials, for the first name. So this is a good opportunity to note how this is incorrect. So we correct that. You can see then how they need to be written out. And then we would do the same with this last author. And so again, we're capitalizing only the first letter of the first word of the title. We are italicizing the journal name as well as the volume number. We want to be sure we include DOI numbers. And many of these are the same types of references. Most of these are periodicals. Now, at some point within the literature review, you will want to reference your appendix, which is your literature review matrix. That was not a assignment that was part of this paper, so I cannot show you that. But within your literature review, you will want to cite your appendix. You'll say see Appendix A, and then Appendix A will include your literature review matrix. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, and I would be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.